It's going to take our best, simple as that. Obviously, big win in front of our fans last game, but you know what? You just got to focus on today. We're facing, again, said it multiple times, but very, very talented team. They play good at home, so it's going to take our best game.
They plan to get away from their fans. I'm just wondering, in your experience, can you take something from this atmosphere tonight? Maybe even work it against them by getting out to a good start.
Yeah, I mean it's the best time of the year. It's playoffs. The fans are into it. The crowd's into it every single game, and you know what? We know they're going to come out hard. They're in their building. They're going to be looking to close out the series, but it'll be on us to manage the emotions and calm the storm a little bit and play our game. And we know when we do that, we give ourselves a chance. And obviously, every single game pretty much has been very close, very tight. So we expect the same kind of hockey game, but obviously it's going to be on us to bring the best.
What aspects of your start from the last game do you think can be replicated tonight?
I think we got right to what we wanted to do right away. We forechecked them. We put a lot of pressure on them, and that's the kind of hockey we played for 82 games this year, and that's the kind of hockey that got us into the playoffs. So we're all aware of that. So the biggest thing for us will be getting off on a good start right away.
All throughout this series, it's been said that you guys were basically playing with house money. You guys have embraced that underdog label. I'm just wondering how that might have affected your preparation mentally, knowing that your routines obviously don't change, but how does that affect your mentality going into a series where you know you're the underdog and you presumably might not have the same amount of pressure that the Leafs will?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, it's you're going out there and you got nothing to lose. And obviously, we know where we're at. We know that it was the first time making playoffs in 8 years. We're all aware of that. But at the end of the day, we know what we have in here, and as a team, as a group, we know we have a lot of talent, and we know we can battle with these guys, and it's shown the last few games. So, but you know what? At the end of the day, at this time of the year, it's not about focusing on the other team or whatever. It's on us to get out and play our best game and bring our best hockey at this time of the year.
And how common was that mindset, considering how young your core is, but also with the few playoff veterans that you do have?
Yeah, I mean, the older guys, that's what makes it the best is throughout the series you go through some highs, some lows, and having those guys around, just what they bring, and just every day when you talk to them in playoffs, you can't let down and be disappointed when you lose one game. You got to turn the page and focus on the next one, and which I think we've done a good job at. But I think, like I said, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but I mean, at the end of the day, we know where we're at. We're down 3-1, so you're going to have to go out there and play your best hockey to try to bring it back to Ottawa.
You said nothing to lose mentality. Do you like feel pressure going into a game like tonight at all?
I mean, there's always pressure. It's that time of the year. It's playoffs. I'd be lying if I said no. But at the end of the day, we're down 3-1. They're looking to close it out. We're going out there and we're trying to keep it alive and play our best hockey. It's simple as that.
What can you maybe learn from games 1 and 2 in this building going into another one here?
Yeah, I think game one, obviously, I think we let the emotions in play a little bit and gave them a lot of power plays. But you learn from that. We came out game 2 and we played a better game, and that's what we learned as a group is coming back and turning the page on whatever happened in the game. And it's the same thing. We won last game. Yes, it's good to do that in front of our fans, but you got to move on and you got to focus on what's coming tonight.
What have been your impressions of how Tyler and Nick have played together on the third pair?
They've been great. They've been great. I think the whole team's been great. Everybody's pulling their playing as best as they can, and obviously they've been solid for us. Clevy and Nick playing some big minutes, playing making some good plays, not allowing anything. So, but I think at the end of the day, whatever you think of the games, it's the whole team doing it. Everybody goes out there and pulls their strings and tries to play their best. So, but obviously, yes, the more guys you get to play best, obviously, the better it is for your team.
Specifically with Tyler, what have been your impressions of how he's developed from the beginning of the year to now? He's mentioned yesterday that he had a whole bunch of guys in the locker room who kind of helped him with his success.
Yeah, I mean, it's your first year. You learn a lot through your first year. We all go through it. And the guys that are around him are the guys that are going to try and help him and go through the waves of a heavy season. And to see him play some good hockey, I'm not surprised. He's talented. He's big. He moves well, moves the puck really well, sees the game very well. So, you know that's going to be taken care of every time he steps on the ice. But if a lot of the guys can help him off the ice, then the best for him for the rest of his career.
One guy finished at the top of the playoffs in terms of hits, and they're last. I'm just wondering what sort of impact you think that's going to make.
Who's on top and last?
You're
Sorry.
second in
Okay.
hits.
Yeah.
You're last in hits thrown. So you've thrown 67 more hits in this this series.
Okay.
What sort of impact do you think that's going to make deeper now that we're getting later into the season?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's about wearing each other down at teams in long playoff series. And but like I said earlier, that's the kind of hockey we've been playing all year. We put a lot of pressure on teams. We finish a lot of our hits and cut their speed. And especially when you play against a team like Toronto, they have so many skilled guys, so many talented guys up front that you're going to have to take their time and space away.
Okay, one more in English and then in French.
Yes. How'd you go about resetting your mind over the last couple of days?
I mean, it's about coming back to the rink. And yes, don't get me wrong, it's fun to feel the first win of a playoffs and everything. But we know where we're at. We're down 3-1. Our back's against the wall still, even though we won last game. And it's about doing the same thing over again. It's coming on the road. It's going to be a heavy, loud, and a great atmosphere in here tonight. And it's going to be on us to just focus on what we have, the task in hand. And it is about playing our best game and trying to get the win.
Les observations qu'on note des joueurs, des observateurs, des commentaires, souvent, c'est qu'on n'a pas été en mesure de jouer un match de 60 minutes.
Ouais.
Le fait que vous avez provoqué quand même 3 prolongations en jouant pas 60 minutes, comment ça, c'est quelque chose pour eux autres?
Ben, c'est de voir que les matchs sont serrés jusqu'à ce point-là. C'est des matchs de un but, aussi simple que ça. Puis on sait qu'on est capable de mieux jouer que ça en tant qu'équipe. C'est comme on dit depuis tantôt, je pense qu'il y a beaucoup d'émotions au travers d'un match. Il y a beaucoup de excuse en anglais, mais de momentum swing, puis ça va arriver. On est au courant de ça, mais on sait qu'on est capable de jouer un meilleur 60 minutes. On sait que par moment, on n'a pas joué notre meilleur hockey, puis de voir que les 3 dernières games sont allées en prolongation, je pense que c'est réjouissant pour nous.
Est-ce que c'est important de connaître un fort match question de dégonfler la foule?
Oui, c'est sûr que oui. Je pense que on sait qu'ils vont sortir fort. On sait que l'aréne au complet va être bruyante puis il va y avoir beaucoup d'énergie. Mais c'est à nous, en tant que groupe, on sait à quoi s'attendre. On sait ce qui va arriver. On l'a déjà vécu 2 matchs ici. C'est sûr que l'ampleur est un peu plus grande ce soir. Mais non, on est confiant dans ce qu'on a comme groupe. On sait que le dernier match, on a sorti en jouant le hockey qu'on voulait jouer directement. Fait que si on fait ça ce soir, je pense qu'on va se donner une très bonne chance.
Juste de penser, je sens que vous êtes mieux aussi pour entreprendre un match comme celui-là, considérant que vous avez déjà joué 2 matchs.
Oui, exactement, c'est ça. On a déjà vécu, on a déjà passé au travers de ça. Mais comme je t'ai dit, c'est sûr que l'ampleur, on ne se mentira pas, l'ampleur est plus grande ce soir que les 2 premiers matchs de série. Mais non, regarde, on est excités. On a hâte de faire face aux défis. C'est la même équipe contre laquelle on fait face. On sait que ça va être un match serré, un match avec beaucoup d'énergie. Mais honnêtement, je pense que si on amène notre match dès le début de la game, la façon qu'on a joué toute la saison, je pense qu'on va se donner une très bonne chance.
Votre figure de underdog depuis le début de cette série-là, vous
Oui.
commencez à Toronto, notamment dans un contexte qui n'est pas évident, mais quand tu regardes les chiffres, vous avez été meilleur à 5 contre 5 que les Leafs depuis le début de cette série.
Oui.
Est-ce que c'est quelque chose que vous regardez, que vous discutez entre vous? Parce que je sais que la série est 3-1 pour les Leafs en
Ouais.
ce moment, mais ça donne un peu confiance quand tu regardes ça quand même. À 5
Ça donne confiance, mais je pense au bout de la saison, tant de la saison qu'on est en ce moment, oui, tu peux trouver du positif dans ce sens-là, qu'à peut-être qu'à 5 contre 5, on est la meilleure équipe, puis dans d'autres aspects de la game, mais je pense que autant qu'on est en ce moment, c'est gagner le match ou de ne pas le gagner, c'est aussi simple que ça. Fait que comme je dis, je pense que ça va être à soir d'amener notre meilleur game. On est dans une situation de do or die encore une fois. Fait que ça va être à nous d'être prêts dès le début.
Vous avez gagné le dernier match en prolongation. Ça amène un gros momentum. Vous évitez l'élimination, mais 2 jours de congé ensuite. C'est-tu l'idéal, ça, quand tu gagnes ce momentum-là, puis tu as 2 jours après ça pour...
Oui, 100%. Je pense que ce temps-ci de l'année, tout le monde a des petits bleus, des petites blessures un peu partout. Fait que ces 2 journées-là, avoir le temps de juste tourner la page et de passer un peu de temps à la maison, se relaxer, se reposer. T'inquiète pas qu'on n'a pas oublié le dernier match qui est arrivé, fait que ça ne tuera pas notre momentum, mais je pense au bout de la ligne, c'est excitant, c'est le fun. On a hâte que la game commence, on sait que l'énergie va être haute, que leur équipe va sortir extrêmement fort pour fermer la série, fait que tout le groupe au complet, notre équipe, on est excités, on a hâte de faire face à ce défi à soir.
C'est du fun de faire jouer quand tu fais face à l'élimination. C'est un feeling qui est...
Oui, c'est le fun. C'est le fun. Tu embarques sur la glace, chaque présence, tu laisses tout sur la glace. Tu ne veux pas sortir de ce match-là en pensant que tu aurais pu faire quelque chose de mieux. C'est une énergie qui, des séries est là, mais je pense que c'est une énergie encore plus haute qui t'amène à performer le mieux que tu peux.
What's your sense of the group? What do you like about what you're feeling as you're coming off a big overtime win as you get ready for this next one?
Yeah, it was nice to win that one in overtime, but we just gotta come out tonight. It's a new game, and just make sure we're ready from the drop of the puck.
They're going to try and feed off the energy in the building. How can maybe you guys use that? Is there a way to turn the crowd against them tonight with a good start?
Yeah, get out to a good start, like you said, and just make sure we're playing our game. Just trying to get pucks in deep, pucks on net, and like I said, make sure we're playing our game.
How have you felt you've played alongside Shane and Ridley in this series?
Yeah, we've played well together. We've played the last stretch of the regular season together. I think we have good chemistry. We kind of can read off each other well, and we know where each other's going to be. So it's been a pleasure to play with those guys.
How have you felt just going against the Matthews line so far this year?
Yeah, it's been a tough matchup. Obviously, there's a lot of skill over there. But like I said, we just got to make sure we're playing on top of them, making sure we're managing the puck well, and making sure we're getting pucks out of our end.
What does it mean to you, at this point in your career, to be entrusted in a situation where you can go up against a top player like Austin Matthews?
Absolutely, it's a huge confidence boost from the coach that he trusts us to be out there against them, and I think we've done a good job of that so far in the series. We just got to make sure we keep it going.
What's it like to try and maintain that matchup on the road? Like, do you have to be even more locked in on the bench for when you might get the tap?
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta make sure you're aware of the changes on the road, definitely. But if you do get out there against someone else, it's hockey. You just gotta play.
You guys have out-hit them in this series. You guys are right at the top of the playoffs. They're right at the bottom. Like, what sort of impact do you think that will make as the series goes on?
Yeah, it's been a physical series, I think, for both sides. But we just gotta make sure we're going through people and finishing our checks.
And how do you assess how we've been doing that so far?
I think we've been doing a good job. Yeah, I think it's been an emphasis to kind of grind their D down low and make sure if we do get the puck deep that we are finishing our checks. Yeah.
They're the favorites. I guess maybe more pressure. Like, do you feel pressure going into a game like tonight, season on the line?
Yeah, we know what's at stake here tonight, obviously. But like I've been saying, we just gotta come out and play our game and make sure that we're ready to go right from the drop of the puck.
What have been your impressions of how Linus Ullmark has rebounded from game one onward to this series, to this point in the series?
Yeah, he's played unbelievable for us all series. He really stood on his head last game there. I think he had 30-plus shots, so he's been a huge piece for us.
What's the rest of the day look like for you? Is it going to be kind of tough? I don't know if you're a napper, like to find some rest when you're so amped up for a game like tonight?
Yeah, I'll try to get down for a little nap, but yeah, just focus on tonight and get ready to get going.
How do you find a way to nap ahead of playoff games where obviously the nerves for a postseason game are so much different compared to a regular season game?
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement around the game, but I think it's kind of just our daily routine that you're just so used to it.
Coach, you asking for your team to rinse and repeat, just do what you did on Saturday?
Yeah, more or less. We got to reset. It's going to be a great atmosphere in this building tonight, and excited to play.
Do you plan to kind of thrive off that atmosphere? How can you guys maybe use it more?
Well, I think, first of all, it's playoff hockey. It's exciting, and we talked to our group about it. It's going to be, I think both buildings have been great atmospheres. And the big thing about playoff hockey is being excited to play. Look forward to it and bring your game.
What advantages do you see in maybe staying away from the rink this morning as part of your preparation?
Yeah, it really wasn't about staying away from the rink. It's just we skated yesterday, and this is kind of a normal routine for us. On game days, if we're not skating, we do a lot of our work just at the hotel.
In general, what kind of growth have you seen from your team from game one through to game four?
It's not an easy question because I think there's been a lot of it. I think comfortability playing in playoff hockey, understanding certain parts of the game, the commitment, the compete, selling out. You saw our team, I think step their game up in certain areas last game as far as being to do whatever it takes to win, and some of those are, sacrificing your body, and that's part of it as well. But there's a lot.
You guys have out-hit the Leafs pretty significantly in the series. What sort of impact do you think that could have now that you get towards the end of it?
Well, you hope it does. It's not something new to our team. We want to be a physical team. We want to, and that's kind of part of how we play. And you hope that it has an effect as the series goes on. But I think both teams will have a lot of juice in their game tonight. We've had a couple days off. It's going to be a great hockey game.
It's not easy, but how would you assess the job you guys have done against the Matthews line?
You're right. It's not easy. One of the best players in the world. And I think, you're not going to keep guys like that off the score sheet at all. You know, they're going to get goals. They're going to get points. I'd say we've done an okay job, and he's still a real effective player in the series.